Today, we are diving into the fascinating world of human psychology. We are going to explore a very interesting phenomenon called the bystander effect. What is it? Why does it happen? And what can we do when we find ourselves in such a situation? You're going to have to stick around for this one. This one is very important, so stay tuned. And if you are here for the first time, I am Kanu Sankara. I am a purpose development coach and I'm also a military leader with over a decade leadership experience. And I am a psychology student. I like to use personal stories wherever I can so that the information can be relatable. So I'm going to start today's lesson with a story. I received a broadcast message from a friend over WhatsApp with a request for blood donations for an upcoming major surgery. When I saw that message, I was busy preparing for final exams. And because it was a broadcast message, I thought to myself that someone would donate this blood. I intended to reach out to her, but I forgot. 2 days later, I received another broadcast message, this time stating that the surgery has been postponed. However, she is still desirous of the blood donations. Shortly after, I received a call from her. This time, she asked if I was willing to donate 1 pint of blood. I told her I would do so, and within the week, I donated that blood. But what happened between that broadcast message that was sent to many others and that phone call that made me go and donate that blood within a week? It is a phenomenon called the bystander effect. What is the bystander effect? The bystander effect states that the larger number of bystanders who witness an emergency, the less likely that one of them will assist. What? Why would having a larger number of people witness an emergency reduce the chances of that individual getting help? It goes against rational thinking, right? Well, here are 4 reasons why. Please pay attention. Reason number 1, persons may be in a hurry. Imagine having a job interview and you know that you never want to be late to a job interview and you're rushing to this job interview. Someone slips and falls and seems to have injured him or herself. What do? You know that if you stop to render assistance, you are certain that you will be late to your job interview. Some persons may not even notice that an individual fell, and for those who notice, they may not be willing to stop to render assistance. I can see how being busy was a factor in my story because I was preparing for final exams. So it may not be that the bystanders don't care to render assistance. It can probably mean that they are so focused on what they are doing that they are not aware of what is taking place around them. Reason number 2, the emergency is not interpreted as an emergency. For example, you are out with your friends one night and you notice someone lying at the side of the road. You may think that this person is a street dweller or maybe someone who had too much to drink. But in reality, this person is suffering from alcohol poisoning. But because you did not interpret it as an emergency, the person does not get the assistance that they so desperately need. Reason number 3, pluralistic ignorance. Pluralistic ignorance is when someone thinks that everyone is interpreting a situation just as they are, when in fact they are not. Whenever we find ourselves in social situations that aren't clear, we look for clues from those around us, and we may unintentionally find ourselves imitating others. For example, the scenario at reason 2, with you out with your friends at night. One person in your group may think that this is a street dweller. Another person may think that this is someone who is drunk. And another one may think that this person requires emergency assistance. But because no one is acting as if it is an emergency, everyone in the group moves along. Reason number 4, diffusion of responsibility. This is when we assume that someone else will act, so we do not take action. And if everyone else in the crowd also thinks the same, no one will eventually take action. And I can see this happening in my experience with my friend. Because I knew that it was a broadcast message that she sent out, I assumed that someone else would step up and donate that blood. Now, what do you do if you find yourself in a bystander situation and you're a bystander? The most important thing to do is to assume responsibility. You have to decide that it is your responsibility and no one else's own. Draw attention to the emergency, render assistance, and seek further help if necessary, because it can be a matter of life or death. And if you're a victim in an emergency and you can still communicate, clearly identify that person who you would like to assist you. Do not simply call out to someone to assist you, but identify that individual. For example, call out to that young man who is wearing that red t-shirt. By doing so, you are forcing that individual to assume responsibility. Understanding the bystander effect is more important now than ever because of social media. Often we see persons recording an accident simply to be the first to post it rather than rendering assistance. And it is not that I'm against the recording of an incident, because usually in situations like this, it helps to draw attention to social issues. However, recording an emergency should not be the first response, but rather rendering assistance to those who need it the most. I hope that you find this information valuable. And if you do, please like and share so others can also benefit from its value. And if you haven't done so as yet, please subscribe and I will see you in the next video.